go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. Wednesday once again. Can you believe that? Wow, let's see. Okay, what's happening here? All right. So who's the DPHX? Something Phoenix, I'm going to see. Truth and Research Radio. Don't try to pull that 20-minute show and then take off, Jack. Hey, I'll try not to do that. But you know, last you guys that listened last week, well, I'll get into that here in a little bit. But let's see what's happening here. It is Wednesday, July 25th, 2023 already. 179 days left in the year. Today is National Bikini Day. Ladies, wear it proud, proudly. Don't be bashful. It's also National Graham Cracker Day, and it is also National Apple Turnover Day. On this day in history, in 1865, is when the Secret Service began operating under the Treasury Department. And in 1994, Amazon was founded in Washington by Jeff Bezos. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. You're also followed by famous people like Huey Lewis, he's 73. And that's it. There's all other people, but I haven't a clue who they are. You guys ever seen some of those impossible questions that they say? I don't know if I want to get into this or not. Let's see. I had a few of these questions just to make you guys think. But this, let's see. Question: the average American will do this at least blank in their lifetime. What will they do at least once in their lifetime? The average American will do this at least once in their lifetime. Let's see, we got a prize wheel going on. There's only 6 spots left, so that's for this cool legend detector. And also, I'm throwing in the very last Gold Fever Adventures hat. I got to order more of these, but this is the very last one that I have. I'm going to include that. There's this pay dirt bag, and there's these bags from dredging when I was up there in Colorado that I dredged. There's a ton of black sand in these bags, and I didn't find any major pieces of gold. Found some fine stuff and, you know, smaller pieces, but it was just so hard to pan out because of all the black sand. So it's all there in pans, and now they're in bags. So I've got a few of them to give out too. But anyway, so there's only 6 spots left on the wheel there. And you can find them numbers out on the website or on the Facebook page at Gold Fever Radio Facebook, and you can see what numbers are left on that. Let's see. We got our push up there in Meadview. That's October 14th and 15th in Meadview. There's still some spots left open on that. Of course, our New Year's end of the year event, December 27th to 1/1. And what else is going on? We just had a new Patreon. Gary Jocham. Wow. Welcome, Gary. Thanks. Let's see who is in the chat room here. Truth and Research Radio, Paul Mishak. Hello. No technical difficulties, hopefully, this year. Yes, hope you guys all had a happy 4th of July and everybody's still okay. You know, oh, it's this way, huh? You know, that nobody's missing any fingers or anything like that. On my way back from Colorado, I stopped at I didn't know Colorado has a gator farm in there where they have a bunch of alligators and stuff. It's a park that people pay to walk around and see the alligators. So the workers in there, Charles, he's been out here in the camp before, and he's that person that loves to wrestle and fight alligators and snakes and all that. So I stopped by to see him on the way home, and he took me around the park and introduced me to people. And so as I was shaking people's hands, I was joking, you know, saying, yeah, I used to work at an alligator farm too, you know, and how you do? Anyways, let's see. Herb Tato, hello, welcome. David Villa, Josh Cooper. You had to work yesterday? Well, that's no fun. Big California, howdy. David Villa, Lisa. Let's see who else is in here. Oops, God, it took off my screen, left me. Uh, let's see. Daryl Lane. Hello, Daryl. Hope you're still enjoying the heat. Terry Curry. Uh, cool Arrow. Anyway, so you guys know I went to Colorado for dredging up there. Gary and David, they have a private mining claim up there on the Arkansas River. So I went up there. So as you know, I left here Wednesday. No, yeah, I left here Wednesday morning, and I was going to make it as far as I could, to stop someplace and then do the show along the highway. So when I left, I stopped up past Flagstaff on this Indian reservation, and the signal really wasn't all that great, and I was afraid that I couldn't really get out, good or anything like that. So I looked at the GPS, and the next larger town, which was I think the Gap, no, I can't remember what it was, Tuba City, and it said like that I was 45 minutes away, and I thought, well, the time said 50 minutes for the show to start. So I thought, oh, I got time, then I'll hurry and make it there where I got better service. So I hurried and took off, and of course I was still probably 5 miles out, and I just figured, well, I'll drive and start the show. So I just started the show on the road, and service wasn't all that great, and signal kept cutting in and out and all that type of stuff. So that was there. And so then I spent the night, I think I made it up to Kayenta, and I spent the night there, which was a total of about probably almost 5.5, 6 hour drive. And for me, that's more than I like to do in a day. But I did that, and then I left there to head for Colorado. And about 20 miles outside of Cortez, Colorado, I noticed, looking in the rearview mirror, it looked like things were smoking. And I thought, man, it's awful foggy out there. I think that actually happened a little earlier than that, but I just kind of blew it off as fog or whatever. And then, a few moments later, I looked again. And I said, man, that's really smoky. I wonder if that's coming from me. So I pulled over. Well, what had happened is on the trailer, the fifth wheel, it has dualies on there, dual axles. It broke a leaf spring. And when it broke, it shoved the two tires together. So it just was smoking the tires, and it basically destroyed the tires, put big grooves in them. So I'm probably just dragging the tires. But it was just smoking really bad. And I looked inside, and the inside of the trailer had smoke in it. And I grabbed the fire extinguisher because I was thinking that it was going to go up in flames. But it didn't ignite, and I'm glad I stopped when I did, because it may have gone up in flames. So I'm looking at it, and I thought, well, let me just put a spare on. So I took that, I had a jack, so a bottle jack, so I got it up in the air and pulled that tire off, got that tire finally to release from the other tire, and got it off. And that's when I noticed, oh, crap, I got a broken leaf spring is what it was. So I didn't know what to do. I tried to take a band like off of my dredge hoses, the clamps, whatever you call those clamps, and I knew that really wouldn't hold it, but I thought maybe if I put a few of those on, I could pull that spring back down to the others. So I was trying to do that, and I couldn't really get that to work right. Well, this sheriff came and stopped behind me, and so I told him that yeah, I had the broken leaf spring, all that, but if I had some, I was thinking those clamps, if anybody had any of those clamps, then I could just put a temporary fix on it. So he took me into town, which is like 20 miles. We went to like Napa, we went to CarQuest, and I don't know where else we went. And nobody had one of those stupid clamps. I can't believe nobody had a clamp. So we finally went to this trailer store, and they had leaf springs. So, but they had all types, and I don't remember if it was a 3-leaf or 4-leaf. So I took a guess that it was a 3-leaf. So he took me back to the trailer, and then he told me he had to take off. So, of course, I thanked him and all of that, and he left. Well, come to look at it, it was the 4-leaf I needed, not the 3. So I had no choice but to disconnect the truck from the trailer, which I really didn't want to do, because It's a bitch doing that on an incline, and I have to use a jack because one of the jacks on that fifth wheel doesn't work right. But I disconnected it, drove into town, exchanged that leaf spring, got another leaf spring, and then I had to buy another jack because I only had the one jack and I needed two jacks. So I bought another floor jack. Get back out there, and some old man stopped, and he kind of helped me a little bit. But so I got it jacked up and got the other leaf spring on, but I couldn't get it to fall in on top of the leaf spring. It had like a little nipple where the thing falls into, and I couldn't get that to line up right or to slide over. So I got three bolts on it, and I just tightened those bolts down as hard as I could, and I had left, and I made it into Cortez, into Walmart there, and I just spent the night at Walmart. I basically drove with my flashers on that 20 miles. So I stayed there, and then I checked it again in the morning, and it still looked okay. Uh, so I tightened it down a little bit more, and Durango was the next one. Where's Wayne? There's Wayne Peterson. So Durango was the next town that I was, thought, well, it's a bigger town, and there's another Walmart in there, and so let me just lift on down there. So I basically lift on down there and went into Walmart. And then, of course, there's a discount tire right there. I went and asked them if they could help me, and they said no, but they'd sell me a tire. Well, thanks. Everybody will sell me a tire. There's a Big O around the corner, so I went over to Big O, and they said no, they couldn't help me, but they'll sell me a tire. Well, so I decided, then one of them told me there was a trailer store up the road. So I called them, and they said, yeah, we're real busy, but bring it on over. So I took it over to them. Actually, I bought it. I took it over to them, and that guy came out and looked at it, and he says, oh, yeah, we can fix that. So he got his gun and loosened up the bolts, and within 15 minutes, he had it on. So I said, oh, cool. So I went into the lady and says, how much do I owe you? And she said, let me go ask him. And she come back and he said nothing. And I said, oh, well, no, at least let me give him a tip then, So I gave him a $20 tip because he got it all fixed for me and everything. So then I went over to Discount Tire, and I put a tire on. I figured I would just use the spare and worry about, I just used one of the burnt tires for the spare. So I got the spare on there. And then I took off. And they told me that my spare was actually a truck tire, not a trailer tire, but oh, well, what the hell. So then I took off. Yeah, and I called Wayne up there. Yeah, Wayne, I see you there. You told me that you couldn't help me. I called you. You're over there, Mankles or wherever. I passed through there. So I took off there, and then I made it up to, I had to go to Salida. So I I spent all day Thursday working on that tire, the entire day. So by the time Thursday night, I was so tired and exhausted, and I made it up to Salida Walmart there, spent the night, and then Friday morning, them other guys, they got down there, and then I followed them into the Arkansas River onto their claims behind a locked gate. So that was very uneventful. And then, of course, when I left there, traveling back down, I stopped in. I made it to Cortez, and I spent the night in Walmart in Cortez. A funny story there. So I parked there, and I saw a lot of other RVs there. So I figured, it's okay to park there. I stayed there once before too, and I get out and I'm walking. I took my little dog with me, just one of them. So I'm out walking the dog, and they have security there. He drives around. He's got the flashing light up above, and he drove by me once, and I just waved at him, and then he drove on. And about, I don't know, a couple minutes later, he drives back around again, and he says, "Excuse me, sir." And I'm thinking, oh crap, he's going to tell me I can't park here, or something like that. So I walk over to him and said, yes. And he says, do you have a YouTube channel? I says, yeah. And he says, I watch you. I'm one of your subscribers. I said, wow, that's a small world, isn't it? But he said, yeah, I was looking at your metal detectors, and you helped me with the mine lab, with the gold monster and all of that. And I thought, wow, how funny, So I gave him a couple stickers and told him thanks, but that was pretty funny. But anyway, so as I'm continuing on the road and I get into Arizona, so I went from using a heater in Colorado, because it got down to 38 degrees at nighttime, back to when I got into Arizona. Now it's over 100 degrees and it's hot. So I really didn't want to stop any place in Arizona, so I just kept pushing it to try to make it home. And I stopped at a rest stop, and I kept wanting to check my tires and all of that. And I noticed my spare was started to bubble on me. And I thought, oh crap, now it's going to blow. So I thought, should I go ahead and exchange it now or what? And I looked for the store that was like 30 miles away in the one town. And of course, I called 3 different places, nothing was open. And then I called another little town that was like 35 miles away at Discount Tire, and they were open. So I had to kind of went really slow to make it into there, but they put me on another spare. So then I drove the rest of the way home. So that was my nightmare on this journey. So, yeah, that's what's happened there. Let's see, what did I miss here in this chat room? I see all you guys chatting back and forth there. Let's see. So Wayne, Steve, Trip, and Tommy. Hello, Trip and Tommy. Did you get a new truck, Tommy? Are you all healed up now? Mike Bush, howdy. Okay. So, Mike Bush. That reminds me. You know what that reminds me of? Let's see. I was kind of screwing around here. And, Bud Light. So it's really funny whenever I go into these stores, Walmarts and all of that stores, and I looking at their beer section, and I would see a lot of the beer was empty, but the Bud Light was plenty of Bud Light still. I kept thinking of the problems that they're having, that nobody's buying this Bud Light anymore. So I'm looking through some of these old commercials and things like that I've got here, and I thought, if Bud Light would just quit all their crap about all this stupid stuff and just go back to what they were doing originally, back to being fun and being funny, like this right here.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Last night you had the enchilada combo platter. This morning, the 3-cheese omelet with broccoli. This afternoon, you're a ticking time bomb. Because of you, a simple elevator ride is suddenly a 42-floor plummet into the very bowels of hell.
You take my breath away.
Who did it? Who cares? Sweet mercy, please just someone light a match.
Sweet, sweet mercy.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh ninja of the nasty. And while you're at it, crack open a window.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
So anyways, if they would just go back to doing stuff like that, rather than, remember the old frogs they had and all, that's then they get political, and a lot of companies now, they're going political, and it's killing them. Nobody wants to hear that crap. Just do what you're doing. Memories you'll remember forever. Yes, David, I got all types of memories. I should write that in my, that's a good one. I got to put that on my thing. I started writing I shouldn't say I started writing. I started, let them RIP. Rest of them. I started writing notes. I thought about writing a book of a lot of prospecting stories. There's a lot of prospecting stories throughout my years, funny stories and things that's happened, and talking to people. They said I should put all that in some type of a book form. So I was kind of writing a lot of that type of stuff down. People are looking for an apology. You're right. Sell beer, don't get into politics. That's right, Mike. So anyway, so I was doing that, but that's another good one. I'll have to add that, my incident on that. So anyways, on the way back, I stopped there. You guys, like I said, and talked to Charles there on the crocodiles. He's that gator hunter, so I stopped there and talked to him, and did a film on him taking me around the park. That's another video that's upcoming one of these days. I'll release that video. And there's some more dredging videos. So we went hiking and exploring, and I metal detected up there anyway. So there's like, did a lot of different videos up there on stuff like that. So that was cool. What else is happening? That's what's going on my neck of the woods. What else is happening here? Let's see. Well, oh, you know what? Our our New Year's celebration. Everybody should come to our New Year's celebration.
Well, hi, this is Tom Bodett. I'm proud to be part of the Gold Fever radio program, and, well, you should too. We always get out and find a little bit of gold. Sometimes it's a lot, well, sometimes it's just a little. But all in all, we have a lot of fun. Come join us for one of our Gold Fever extravaganzas. You'll be glad you did. So until next time, I hope you get out and find a lot of gold. And remember, I'll keep a light on for you.
Yes, so remember, we'll keep a light on for you. Anyway, so that's what's happening here. What's happening in your guys' neck of the woods? Let's see, Wayne, write a journal of your trips, good and bad. People are looking. Yeah, that's what I said I need to do. I talked to some of them guys up there dredging, and I was telling them some of the funny stories that's happened, throughout life, and they were telling me I should put them into a book form, just prospecting, whatever, because there are some pretty funny stories. Have you done any prospecting on Burrow Creek by Baghdad? Yes, I have, Mike. I used to have a mining claim up around there, had a couple mining claims. Burrow Creek is good for finding, also up in that area, to find agates. You can find purple agate up there, which is a very well-known agate that people like, and there's some other stuff that's up there too. But I have hung up around that area. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Okay. I think I covered everything I needed to cover. I think that I did everything I needed to cover. So, what's left? Oh, what did I get? So let's look at this right here. Let me play the commercial that pays the bills, folks. So
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
that's right. That's an excellent magazine. So if you don't have a subscription to that, you need to get a subscription to that, because that's a good subscription. Let's see. What should I do? I should give away. How about if I give away stickers? Should I give away a sticker? You guys want a sticker? I'll tell you what. I'll give one away. I got a question here. First one that answers it correct in the chat room will get this here. First one in the chat room that I see. I could make a mistake, but the first one I see. Let's see. Okay, 1/4. 1/4. So that's a half and a fourth. That's a quarter. 1/4. 1/4 of adults say blank is their favorite smell. 1/4 of adults say blank is their favorite smell. What is it? First one to answer that correctly in the chat room, I will give them a sticker. That's if you want one. If you don't want one, gas. No. You talking about flatulent gas or car gas? Because either one, I don't know if it's good. Chicken, not cinnamon, not fish. A couple people think fish, not fish, not car gas. No. Oh, Guy got it. Guy is smart. Guy got it. Carl got it. It is a campfire. Oh, so then this person keeps calling. Delete this thing. My gosh. Delete. It is a campfire is correct. That is the right answer. Campfire. Oh, stop that there. Jiminy crickets. Stop. Campfire is right. Guy, you got it. Send me your email, PM me something, message your address, and I'll send that out to you. Thanks, bud. You got it right. It is a campfire. How did you know that? I would have guessed coffee too, Mike. Coffee would have been my guess, because you know that smell of coffee really is a pretty good smell. But campfire, I used to always tell people, you know, if I could bottle campfire, I could probably sell it. You know, after you sit around a fire and then you go to bed at nighttime and you wake up in the morning or during the night and you just smell that on your pillows, that nice campfire smell. Isn't that so nice? Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know, my mom always said, that campfire smell was pretty good. Okay. So, anyways, what else is happening? That's all I got, man. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? We were supposed to have a guest, never returned my, never answered back. So I don't know. Guest never showed up. So I'll work on that for next week. But I got back. I hurried to get back. What is today? Today is Wednesday. So when did I get back? I hurried and got back on Monday, I guess it was. So I left there Sunday morning and made it back late on Monday night is what I did. I drove extra because, like I said, it was too hot to stop any place in Arizona. And generator wasn't powerful enough to run the air conditioner, and so it just wasn't any good. So I thought I'd just drive the extra time to make it back. So I got back late. I'm still unloading, still unpacking, putting things away, organizing. Had to do laundry today and all of that type of stuff. So, Guy, you're downwind of Canada. Everybody's downwind of Canada that lives in the United States there, Carl, Guy. Everybody is downwind of Canada. I do believe Canada is above us, so everybody's downwind of Canada. What do you do once? What do you do? Oh, you want to know what that answer was? What you did once? Let's see. Where was that at? That was, let's see. That was, where did I put that? Oh, what you do once, you lock your keys in your car. Most people will do that at least once in their lifetime. has locked their keys in their car. I remember one time we went out, Daryl and Robert. I took the van and I drove out to this area, and then from there we took off and went and played and all of that. So I was on the Razor and I drove back to the van to leave and put the Razor up on the trailer, and I didn't have my keys. They were in my pocket. I lost the keys. So I called and they drove back, and then we drove up and kind of looked around in the different areas where I was, but reaching in and out of my pocket, I guess I pulled the keys out of my pocket and lost them someplace. But lucky for me, I had a spare in the van, and on the window of the van didn't work, so I just had to push the window down and unlock it and get in it and get the spare keys out. Actually, no, I didn't do that. Daryl drove me back to camp to get another set of keys that I had, and drove back out so I could get into or start the car. And then I went and got a bunch of keys made and hid them all over the van. All right, David, take care. So anyways, that's all that's happening on my neck of the woods. What's happening on your neck of the woods? Anybody? Let's see. How about, what do you want to do? You want to play? Here's some more ads. Let's do some more stuff. Should we just do that? Hey, let's kill time. All right, collecting our pennies. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, cool, man. Oh, awesome. All right, we found two of them. Got two of them pretty flattened. Okay, so I got two questions. One is who smashed pennies on the railroad tracks, and how come the trains on the back of them, they don't have cabooses anymore like they used to have? They don't have cabooses, and they've got engines on the back. Sometimes they have engines in the middle, but why are they turning backwards for rather than going frontwards? Some people say, well, it's because they're pushing. Well, why? So they're pushing backwards? That don't make any sense. So I was wondering, why are the trains going backwards for? I got my theory behind it, but who knows the correct answer why they're going backwards for? I'd like to know that. Saw a news report of a fire 16 miles north of Kingman. I just saw that too, up in some town, that they're saying Kingman's starting to get that the smoke from the fire. Seligman or whatever that town is up there north of that. Yes, I saw that or got alert on my phone or something like that. So who can tell me why trains are on the thing are going, some of them hooked on there are going backwards? I don't know why that is. Who's a train engineer or train whatever they call that? Who knows that? Nobody? Nobody knows why. They are diesel power generators, so they is no backwards. Oh, probably doesn't matter. They are diesel electric, is my guess. Well, let me tell you my theory why they do that for. Conveyance. Trains can go forward and backwards the same. Okay, my theory why they do that for, because sometimes they're like in the middle of the long trains. There's there's like two or three in the middle of the whole thing, but they're pointed backwards, and sometimes they're at the very back and they're pointed backwards. Some are pointed frontwards, some are pointed backwards. And my theory is, when they have to stop and drop off cars or whatever, when they have to stop, and then that engine has to go the opposite direction when they trade tracks. So when they drop it off, that's easier to hook up to the cars to pull it back the other way. That's why they're facing in those directions. Steve Wiggins, they go forward. that's the way they find them. Makes no difference. Oh. Anyways, okay. I was just curious as to why that is that they do that for. But so how many people has been out smashing pennies on the railroad track? So when I was up in this dredge place, there was an old train track that was right there, probably I don't know, maybe 20 yards away, maybe from where dredging was right there. And I had found this smashed quarter. I think it's a quarter because I could see $quarter on it. You could still kind of read it, but it was like this bigger than the size of a 50-cent piece. But I found that, so I figured somebody was smashing, stuff on the train tracks once upon a time, and it flipped way out, and I found it. And there was a walking path there, so I metal detected the walking path, and I found lots of coins. I knew I would find coins from people reaching in and out of their pockets. Okay, what else we got here to play? How about you guys get tired of hearing this poison water stuff if you're at the camp, whatever that is, and call the attorneys and all of that?
Hi, I'm attorney Don McGreary. I'm sure by now you've heard about the poison water at Camp Gumagami. If you or anyone you know has ever drank any water, then you need to call me right now. I have put together a dedicated staff to help take your money. To help get you some money. You see, you may never receive a dime, but my firm is getting rich with all the hours we have been putting in. So all I can say is, sorry for your loss and stay out of Mexico. And please, call me right now. And for God's sakes, stop drinking the water.
All right, so I know, you know what they say, I'm going to hell. So oh my gosh, why does everybody quit that? Let's see, right here. I got my get out of hell exit visa. So that's right, I'm going to hell. So, but I got my visa to exit out. Okay. What does anybody want to talk about? Anybody want to talk about anything? Or you just want to keep hearing, that's all I got. All the other stuff is just all kind of whatever stuff. Okay.
Gold Fever Adventures is looking for a few prospectors who really love digging for gold. Some of my friends have been telling me that I'm getting too old to dig anymore. They also say I need to think smarter, so I have a great plan. I need prospectors to dig for me. Hey, don't worry, I'll show you where to dig at, and you can use all of my equipment. That's only fair, since I'll be keeping all the gold that you find for me. All qualified applicants can apply in person at the camp. So remember, you're digging for me. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see. How much gold did I find in Colorado? Well, I didn't find any nuggets. I didn't find any pickers. The thing up there, we were on the Arkansas River, and it was too fast. It was too high. They have a lot of rafters going down, and so the water was just too fast. So we couldn't get out into the water like normal, I guess, that they do. They go out in the middle and dredge on, sandbars, by the sandbars and stuff like that, but it was just too high. So we had to find little eddy spots by the bank to put in and dredge. So found a spot where we could dredge, and, I got down probably, 4.5 feet down, maybe 4 feet down. But I found some gold, but it was mostly, fine stuff and smaller, little pieces and all that, but tons and tons of black sand. So that's why I gave up, and I just put it all in these bags. So these are part of the wheel now. So you guys are going to get these bags on the wheel. You guys that's got spots on the prize wheel, I've got like 4 of those bags that you can win. I also got this bag. This piece, I think, has a piece of gold in it, a nugget in there. And then, of course, the last hat that I got, the last one. And, of course, the Legend metal detector. I need to replace my Thompson dry washer. What's the best dry washer to get? I got one, Tommy. I'll sell you for very reasonable. I got a dry washer for you. Just what you need. Come over to the camp, buddy. I'll work you a hell of a deal out. I got one I'm getting rid of. It's the Mad Mining dry washer. He copied them from the Thompson. He's the guy that bought out the Thompson dry washers. They kind of made some changes to them, but I got one of them dry washers. So come over, Tommy, and I'll work your deal out. And okay, so anything you guys want to know, anything you guys want to talk about? I did get a new detector in that I'm going to be testing. That's the Simplex, that Ultra one. I think that's supposed to kind of compete to the Equinox, so I'm looking forward to doing that. How do you keep your high bankers from clogging up with debris? Was it your foot valve, I guess, is what you're talking about, right? Your foot valve is what's sucking in the debris that's bringing it up to your high banker. What kind of high banker do you got, Mark? What kind of high banker are you using, I should say? The Keen, Proline, and which type? And I'll tell you what I did on mine to eliminate that problem from happening. What do you think about Joe leaving his Coke at home when he left? Yeah, you got a Latrap? Huh, I never heard of a Latrap high banker. Have you tried the Manicore? I have not tried it, but I have one coming, and I will have it within the next days, and then I will give you my assessment. I'll do a video upcoming on the Manticore. But the beginning I wasn't, Geo Solution. The beginning I wasn't thrilled of it, but then I thought that I'm going to try it because they made some changes to the ones when they first came out, did some updates to them. So I'm going to give that a try. So I'll have one shortly. Well, Mark, I'm not sure, how you're getting the weeds, I'm assuming, I'm just going to say, like, I've got the Keen Hiker, and it's got the little holes that they run on the spray bar, and those plug up with weeds. So you're constantly sticking, twigs or something in there to unplug that spray bar. So what I did on my Keen is I took that spray bar off, and then I just put tees on there. So instead of spraying out, they're just coming out in the tee. So I have, like, depending on how long your spray bar is, make this, if it's square or just straight, whatever, put a cap on one end and a tee on the top and the bottom. So all that's doing is spraying water into your box and not those holes spraying down. You'll get less splash that way, and you won't get any of your plugs. And that's how I solved that problem. So I don't know if you can take your spray bar out and just do that or not. What deal are you giving on the extravaganza at the end of the year? I think that was said that everybody that signed up by the end, I thought it was by the end of last month. Maybe it's by the middle of this month. Maybe that's what it was. I'll have to find my old notes. It was everybody that signed up was going to get a pay dirt bag. I don't remember what the cutoff of that was. Everybody that signed up for the extravaganza. Oh, where's that at? Everybody that signed. Oh, okay. Let me see what these notes are. Everybody that signed up by the extravaganza on July 15th got a pay dirt bag. And then they talk about extending. So that's your answer, Herb. By the July 15th, you'll get a pay dirt bag for early signups. Okay, that's the deal on the extravaganza. Is that what you're talking about, Herb? that what you wanted to know? Hopefully that's what you wanted to know. I don't know if that's what you wanted to know or not, but I'm hoping that's what you wanted to know. Okay. Okay. And that answered your question there, Mark. Okay. I've got the smaller geo sluice has just a slit in it, and so you don't have the spray bars. I think the bigger one, I do have the bigger one, but I don't remember what kind of spray bar system was in that one. What was funny at dredge camp, I keep calling it dredge camp, up there at dredging in Colorado, Gary and David, they were running a gold hog. Now, I've always joked about gold hogs because they're 27 feet long. And why do you got to have something that's 27 feet long to capture gold? You know, you should be able to capture gold within the first few riffles, not 27 feet long. And especially on the gold hog, if that matting is so great, why in the very front do they have miner's moss? I'm a miner's moss type of guy. But anyway, so I joked about that with them. So I have the smaller geo sluice, and what I did, it was actually kind of funny. There was a video on that, so you guys will see that video. But is I took the hopper part off of it, the classifier part. So I just basically used the sluice on the stand, and I stuck it underneath their gold hog. So as the water came down, I stole their water, in other words. So I didn't need a pump and a battery and all that. I used their water, and because they were classifying everything anyway, so I just used their water to run my material. And then I dug a hole kind of in the bank right there, and I was just spooning it into the sluice there. And of course, anything they lost, which I'm sure they lost a lot, went over and into my sluice as well. So I thought it was pretty funny that I was using their water to, and they were doing a high banking. They were pumping it out of the river all the way up to running some high bench material. And, you know, so we did okay there because like I said, the gold in the dredging, it was all right, but there was just, you know, anyway, so we've kind of found better gold up above on the high benches. So we were doing some of that. Square with small holes. It's square with small holes. I would just revamp it, Mark, and just put T's in it. Like I say, you know, you'll put elbows where the elbows are, and then put T's. So depending on how big it is, you know, if you put, you know, 4 T's in it, or, you know, 3 T's in it on the top and 2 on each side should be good enough. And then don't glue them. So you can adjust, you know, move them around and spray them around and or move them around to how you need them, and try it like that. You can always go back to the other way. Benzo Gold. Good evening. Hello. Welcome. Okay, so I answered everybody's question. Everybody know that? I guess I just, we should start a new segment, huh? Just Ask Jack. Okay, that's what's happening here, guys. So, like I say, I'm still unpacking. It's 150,000 degrees here right now, 117. Today it was cooling off. Got down to about 106 today. Things are cooling off. It's almost time to go back out to the desert. I got to be getting out there. Oh, I got a new thing that just came. Remember before I went to dredging, I took my little mini gold fox, mini monster with me. And I was supposed to have the trommel. He sent me a trommel that goes on top of that. Well, that came the day I left. So I didn't get to take it to dredging with me, but so I got to go out in the desert and get me some material from my secret spot. And then I'm going to run it and test that trommel that sits on the little gold fox, the small one. So that's going to be a treat. So I'm looking forward to that. But I got to get up. You got to get out in the desert like by 5 o'clock. Because after 5 o'clock, the sun's coming up and you got just a couple hours, and then you got to get out of there before the heat gets you. So if I don't get up by then, well, it's too late to go out. So then I have to wait another time. I don't have alarm clocks, and I don't set any alarm clock. I just get up when it looks like it's light, Go to bed when it's dark and get up when it's light. Early to bed and early to rise makes one, whatever, how that goes. Well, healthy and wise, I don't know. All right, guys. That's all I got. Hey, it was a longer show. So see, it wasn't 20 minutes. We went longer than 20 minutes. Okay, guys. You guys go back, enjoy your weekends. It's Wednesday. You got your long weekend, so weekend will be here once again upon us, and it's time to go back. And so let me see where my ending thing is right here. I got to find the end right here. So anyways, I want to thank you guys hanging with us. You guys all be safe. All my Patreon supporters, I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel. All the subscribers, I appreciate all you guys too. Thank you for all your support. You guys all be kind, be safe to each other, stay out of trouble, and remember, it's a very rough world out there. So, hey, until our paths cross again, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic week. See you. Bye.